popular Ilia's become, how big do you think that fight could be between you two?
I mean, if I had any bit of a personality, it'd be huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. You know, it's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But I mean, there's no doubt there'll be the best, one of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7, whatever. They want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed in the last fight for the belt.
The moment Justin Gaethje put away Paddy Pimblett, he didn't pause to celebrate or disappear from the spotlight. Instead, he instantly shifted the conversation toward Ilia Topuria, and that move changed everything. It suddenly looked like the UFC's next blockbuster lightweight collision was already beginning to take shape. But the real story runs even deeper. Paddy Pimblett's loss didn't simply decide the outcome of one fight. It may have thrown an entire promotional storyline into chaos. From the outside, it looked like the UFC had a very specific path in mind. Paddy would keep building momentum with another signature while Ilia Topuria quietly prepared for his long-awaited return, setting the stage for a showdown that many insiders believed was only a matter of time.
Like a truck, and so does Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a fun one.
Listen, Justin Gaethje won rounds 1, 2, and 4. Very clear, by the way, as well, especially in the first 2 rounds. And Pimblett won rounds 3 and 5, I thought. Very clearly in round 3. And then round 5 was a scrappy round that I thought he got the better of. This was a great scrap. I have no idea how Paddy Pimblett did not get flatline KO'd on about 50 different occasions. If he lost, yes, he did lose. And if he lost any stock from this, the one saving grace is that he's been saying for a long time, we don't get knocked out, lad. And that would be the worst thing to happen to him. If he got KO'd in one of these fights badly, that would just be his ridicule forever. What happened to Scousers don't get knocked out, and it'd just be images of Paddy Pimblett out cold. I have no idea how he didn't get flatlined in this fight. Justin Gaethje was cracking him with so many overhand rights. And the worst part was, it's not even like you were understanding why he took the shot so well. Oh, he was rolling with that one. Oh, he tucked into that one a little bit. He saw it coming. I could see the shots coming. I was wincing while Gaethje was loading up because you could see Pimblett leaving exchanges with his chin up in the air and just getting his whole jaw span. And somehow he's still in the fight and throwing back. Absolutely crazy fight. Justin Gaethje started very slow, but picked it up towards the end of round 1 with a big knockdown against a cage. It should be mentioned. Even though it's going to be seen as biased for me to bring this up, I bring up fouls in every fight breakdown I do. I know I wanted Paddy to win, but I am going to bring up the fouls. Gaethje fought very fucking dirty in this fight. A lot of eye pokes, a groin shot as well. I think Paddy Pimblett had a groin shot that he landed too, but that was towards the end of the fight where it was just an absolute mess of a scrap between the two of them.
Delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And, yeah, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
No, I love it. This guy, I love everything he's been saying. He definitely sounds overconfident. He's out here disrespecting legends like Dustin Poirier. I'm going to dog walk this thing on Saturday. You watch.
Dustin's never got a nice word to say about me, lad. So, I was honest and said he looked like shit against Gaethje. Then stop and trying.
That wasn't even the fight you were talking about. You said last fight.
Which? No, I'm saying Dustin looked like shit against Holloway. That was what I said.
I would also look like shit against Holloway.
Well, we'll see once I beat you. It could end up...
Everything seemed to be pointing toward what could have become one of the biggest lightweight showdowns in years. 2 European stars. Completely different personalities. A rivalry with enough momentum to pull the entire division into the conversation. Then Justin Gaethje stepped in and, with one performance, completely altered the direction. Suddenly, the attention shifted away from a hype-driven collision and toward the possibility of Ilia Topuria sharing the cage with one of the most dangerous, battle-proven competitors on the roster. That is exactly why Gaethje's message after the fight carried so much weight. It wasn't built around trash talk, viral soundbites, or manufactured drama. Instead, he sent a different message entirely. He made it look like promotional narratives and fan popularity disappear the second the cage door shuts. In his view, every opponent walking toward him is stepping into a war. Stylistically, that is what makes this potential matchup so fascinating. Topuria has built his reputation on patience, razor-sharp boxing, perfect timing, and complete belief in his abilities. He rarely forces the action, choosing instead to wait for a single mistake before capitalizing with ruthless precision. Gaethje operates from the opposite philosophy, overwhelming opponents with non-stop pressure, devastating leg kicks, relentless forward movement, and explosive power designed to break resistance. Unlike Paddy Pimblett,
Really? How many fights do we sit through, whether it be boxing or MMA, where you've got two fighters in there who are, yes, they're fighters, but they're not fighters to the level that some people are. There's some fighters who were willing to die to win a world title. That's what we were talking about in there tonight. They were risking it all. They never took a step backwards. They were constantly trying to brutalize each other. That was a throwback to the days when I first started watching MMA. Those are the fights that built the UFC. We're talking Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn. We're talking a level of violence that blew a demographic of men away where we were like, holy shit, we need to start watching fucking this cage fighting shit. This was a throwback to those classic old MMA fights. Yes, it might not have been the best technical fight you've ever seen. Who gives a shit? Sean O'Malley's fight, the fight beforehand, very technical. Will anybody remember it? Will they fuck? No disrespect to Sean, he's a fucking talented fighter. But when it's do or die like that, it just fucking, it lives in the memory. And that's a fight of the year contender. You worry.
Dana, I remember when Paddy first arrived in the UFC, you were saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show you the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he would be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously tonight he showed he is tough. He is durable and almost I mean, especially against Gaethje. And you're eating those punches from him. You know, it's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to come out. I know I believe in my durability. I believe in my chin and I'm going to go toe to toe with this guy. But when it starts to not work, at some point you got to say, you know what? It's the third round. I got 2 rounds left. I might want to try to take him down and submit him here.
Oh! Pimlet's standing up like a fucking Christmas tree. Shoo, you fucking oh, good Lord. There we go! Justin can fight this all day. He can do this all day long. He'll do the jab, he'll come behind it, get close, and then he's gonna get you close to the octagon. He's gonna start fighting you with his hands. He's gonna hit you with the right hand. That's what he does. And he's pulling away. For somebody with good grappling, it's like, go underneath, shoot a takedown. He's trying to fight a bull that you don't have the power to beat the bull. And all Paddy has to do is go to his back and he's good. Go around him, Justin! Just go around him! Yeah, Justin Gaethje won that. I think Paddy Pimblett didn't.
Gaethje becomes even more dangerous when a fight transforms into a brutal war of endurance. While Paddy Pimblett often leaned on unpredictability and the momentum of the crowd, Gaethje overwhelms opponents with non-stop pressure, crushing power, and damage that never seems to slow down. That contrast has sparked growing discussion among fans, with many believing this matchup could present an even more difficult challenge for Ilia Topuria, even if it arrives with less promotional buzz on the surface. A clash between Paddy and Ilia would likely have revolved around momentum, control, and proving who belonged at the top. Standing across from Gaethje, however, is an entirely different kind of challenge. It becomes a question of surviving one of the division's most unforgiving tests. At the same time, this may also represent the defining chapter of Topuria's career. Beating Paddy would almost certainly have expanded his popularity and mainstream appeal. But getting past Gaethje would send a far louder message across the lightweight division. It would make it look like Ilia Topuria is no longer viewed as simply the future of the sport. He is already establishing himself as one of the division's dominant forces right now.
To be one of the biggest stars in the UFC. A year before his debut. And I just thought, yeah, maybe. I thought, looking at his skill set, I thought, you know what? You've got a long way to go to get to that elite level, but there's something about him. But I don't know if I fully believed it, but he did. And it's that belief that puts you into positions like this, because yes, he lost the fight, but there was a period where when Paddy had that iffy decision, people thought he didn't belong anywhere near a Justin Gaethje, and he's come on a long way. And I think he can look at this fight one of two ways. He can get downhearted and think, well, I didn't win, or you can think, well, it was my first go at it. I've got a lot to learn. Look at the likes of Michael Bisping. You've got to keep fucking coming in order to get your hands on that gold at some point. And that was the first time Justin Gaethje's gotten to 5 full rounds. And I think Paddy proved a lot to a lot of haters out there that, like, look, all right, you might not like him, whatever. He's got fucking balls and he's willing to fight to the bitter end.
Do you have a message for Ilia Topuria if he's watching this?
No. No, I don't give a
He'll be in the octagon.
I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. I won't give him the time of day. I'll, rely on my coach to watch him a lot. I've seen him fight, obviously, but I don't really go back and watch these guys. I really rely on my coach. I watched Paddy today. I watched Paddy and Chandler today. But I really rely on my coach to create a game plan and instill it into training. And yeah, this is so fast. I have no idea what's going on right now.
If you can pick your opponent, who do you want to see next?
We don't have more legends in the sport, I think.
I would classify Justin Gaethje as a legend, and you have moved up to a division. Por favor. Ilia, come on, we've worked together for so long. You know that, like, yes, Justin Gaethje has done so much for the sport, has so many incredible fights, future Hall of Famer. I put him in the same regard as the 3 people that you have just finished all in a row.
Really? The only thing that I realized is that you don't like the guy, because I don't know why you want him to put him against me.
Ilia's striking is leagues above everybody, like just about everybody in the UFC. The wrestling and jiu-jitsu is there as well. His timing, his instincts. It's a hard fight in Gaethje's camp to make the fight competitive. The Gaethje that fought Paddy won't beat Ilia right now.
Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje.
I got Ilia Topuria knocking him out after you've been dropped so much, and you're going to fight somebody who's a deadly striker, great wrestler, who has a chin, who's willing to put himself in the fire to land that shot. Let's not forget about Ilia Topuria's body work.
If this is the way they've gone, it only leaves Pimblett versus Holloway.
That's a banger too.
2 warriors that laid it all on the octagon floor. I thought Justin Gaethje was going to get Paddy Pimblett out of there on multiple occasions, but Paddy would not quit. Paddy Pimblett kept fighting, but I think the pressure that Justin put on him early gave him enough of a lead to become the interim champion. But Ilia Topuria is knocking out the best fighters that we've ever seen in the divisions that he's competing in. Knocked out Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski while he was at featherweight, then goes to 155 and knocks out Charles Oliveira. But Justin Gaethje reminded us tonight, when you overlook him, things have a habit of working out in Justin Gaethje's way.
Back to it. That's the low kicks. Oh! Oh! What? He ate them! That jumping front kick is actually working for him too. For Paddy. Oh! His legs. I've seen his legs. His legs. Now his legs did a thing. His legs like splashed a little bit. Oh my God! Oh my God! This guy's a zombie. Yeah. He's actually a zombie. Oh my God. Oh, he's still throwing back. Yeah. Oh my God! Oh my God! Boy. Oh! He's being rocked like 50 times in this fight, eh? Well, hey, let's do it. Okay. Oh, let's go. Oh, nice shot. Oh my God.
Watching Gaethje compete almost doesn't seem believable because he keeps marching forward regardless of how much damage he takes. Even after absorbing shots that would force most fighters to slow down, he continues firing back and raising the intensity as though the punishment never happened. That relentless durability is exactly what has built his reputation as someone capable of surviving moments that appear impossible. He has never looked afraid to step into the most violent exchanges if it means proving he can outlast the person standing across from him. That mindset has become one of the biggest reasons opponents know there is rarely an easy path to beating him. At the same time, the lightweight division now finds itself wrapped in a surprising twist. It looked like Paddy Pimblett was just one win away from securing the biggest opportunity of his career, a blockbuster fight that could have changed everything. But after the way recent events unfolded, the entire picture suddenly appears far less predictable.
How big do you think that fight could be between you two?
I mean, if I had any bit of a personality, it'd be huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. You know, it's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But I mean, there's no doubt it would be the best. You know, one of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7. You know, whatever they want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed, and then I'll fight for the belt.
The UFC suddenly appears to be dealing with an entirely different reality. The conversation has moved beyond headline-friendly narratives and toward a matchup driven by relentless violence, enormous pressure, and almost no room for error once the cage door closes. Justin Gaethje has left very little doubt about the direction he wants to take, making it clear that Ilia Topuria is the name at the top of his list. If that fight is ultimately put together, the lightweight division could be on the verge of a dramatic turning point. It would no longer be about hype alone. Instead, the spotlight would shift toward a collision that many believe could reshape the division's hierarchy and usher in a far more brutal, unpredictable, and unforgiving chapter.